8A, Perspectives and Narratives. You guys are going to click Subunit 2, Get Started, and then Lesson 4, Establishing Tone. A general overview of today is that you guys are going to consider how a writer conveys the overall emotion of an experience, also known as tone, and practice both focus and showing by responding to the prompt to describe an awful or great moment from school. You guys should be aware that the expectation is that you are working towards writing at least 140 words during a 12 to 15 minute writing activity. Right now, you guys should be writing about 105 words, but again, the goal is to get to 140 words or better. You guys can click 1. You guys are going to click this purple text where it says Vocab app, and it will open a new tab for you. You guys are going to set a timer for 5 minutes and work in your Vocab app. When you have worked for 5 minutes, you guys can unpause this video. Okay, go ahead and click Next Activity. So you guys should be able to see feedback that your teacher has given you on your last writing assignment. To access this, you guys should have 3 lines in the top. You'll click that. And then for me, it says classwork. I believe for you guys, it says my work. You guys will click on that, and you should be able to see feedback. So this is your time right now to go read those comments that your teacher wrote to you. And when you have read those comments, you can click Next Activity. The goal of this activity is for you to consider how a writer shows emotion and conveys the overall feeling of the moment. So we are going to read one canoeing moment. Another drop of freezing goose-infested water flings off my paddle and slips casually down my shirt. I squeal, sloshing my elbow into the water. The ugly, backstabbing blade stops gliding through the mucky river and bangs angrily against the side of the boat. I growl and bare my teeth as my paddle collides with Malcolm's and sends a waterfall of filthy water into my clean mouth. What a day, I mutter under my breath. Let's start on the left, Malcolm finally instructs me, glaring over his shoulder. We're both wondering how I can be so stupid. Suddenly determined, I pull my stringy hair off my moist lips and clamp my aching hands around the blade. I clutch my unfriendly stick and plunge it into the water, following Malcolm's every move. All of a sudden, we're flying, soaring through the nasty river together. I watch his blades slicing majestically through the ripples in front of me, and a smile glitters across my face. I'm canoeing. I'm canoeing. Joy and relief flood through me, bubbling up into a laugh. So now you guys are going to answer these questions. What emotions does the narrator feel? For each emotion you identify, copy and paste a detail that conveys the emotion. So pick a feeling that you think that the writer felt, and then you are going to have to copy and paste something that gives some sort of evidence. Why do you think that? Then, 3, what overall feeling or tone does the narrator convey about her canoeing moment? And again, I would like you guys to explain, why do you think that whatever feeling you say, why do you think that that was the main feeling that the narrator felt? So pause the video here, and when you are done, come back. Next, you guys will click Activity 4. Now you are going to work on revising a piece of writing to develop focus and convey feeling. Your directions, you're going to reread the writing you completed and find a place where you focused on one moment but could add even more details to develop this moment further. You're going to add 2 or 3 focused sentences to develop this moment using precise details to create a picture of the moment and convey the overall feeling. So in your last lesson 2, you revised one piece of this writing. Now you will do a second piece of revision to focus and develop the tone of this moment. So your writing should show up here. If it doesn't, you guys need to go back to the last lesson and you need to click Hand In. And you guys should have written about one time you were doing something you really enjoyed. So this revision is all about feeling. So think of an emotion. Maybe you were happy, maybe you were sad, maybe you were frustrated, angry, whatever emotion. And then without telling the reader what emotion it was, you are going to write 2 or 3 sentences that let us know. So if you go back to the last activity, never did the writer say, "I'm frustrated." But you knew that the writer was frustrated because of how they conveyed their emotions. You guys are going to try to do the same thing, add 2 or 3 sentences without telling us directly how you felt. When you are done with that, you can come back and unpause this video. Next, you should click 5. We're going to review how the writing expectations of productivity and focus allow us to communicate our ideas more clearly. So lately we've been practicing writing productively. We've been doing this by focusing, which is writing exclusively about one moment or idea to fully develop it. This is about zooming in on one moment. And we've also been working on showing, which is using detail to create a picture and convey emotion to the reader. So again, this is, if we're showing somebody, we are painting a picture. You guys are going to reread your writing, including your revisions that you made. You should have made 2 revisions by this point, and you are going to answer the poll. Select the goals that you accomplished. You guys can pick more than one. Pick whatever you think that you accomplished. Once you've done that, make sure you click Hand In, and you can go up to your next activity. So now for this writing activity, you guys are going to practice showing when you write about a moment when you felt a strong emotion. So you guys are going to write about one awful moment from a recent day at school. Or if you wanted to, you could also write about one great moment. Whatever moment it was, you need to have strong feelings about it. And you guys are going to try to show us emotion without actually telling us what it is. You guys will have 12 minutes to write, so if you're at home, you need to set a timer for 12 minutes. Write as much as you can. This is your rough draft. And again, you guys should be working towards a goal of 140 words in your 12 minutes. So go ahead, pause this video. When you're done and your timer has gone off for 12 minutes, come back. Click Hand In. Your next activity is share. You guys can skip that because you don't have anyone to share with. Go to Wrap Up. Here you are going to select one sentence or phrase from your writing that best shows emotion. So your writing prompt should show up here. If it didn't, you need to go back to activity 6 and click Hand In. You're going to reread your writing and then copy and paste 1 or 2 sentences that best show, but do not name, the emotion you are describing. So you guys are going to pick what you think is your best writing. So pause the video here to do that. And make sure when you're done, you click Hand In. Last thing for today, you guys have a solo assignment. You're going to practice showing by turning a telling sentence into a description that shows the emotion. And a telling sentence is exactly what it sounds like. A telling sentence would be something like, I rode my bike. You guys are going to work on making it a showing sentence. So you guys are going to show us what happened. You're not going to just tell us, you're going to paint a picture for us. Tell us what was happening, who was there, what was said, how did you feel? You're going to describe all of those things to us. But mostly I want you guys to focus on emotion. Jamel was scared. He pumped on the brakes frantically, but nothing happened. As hard as he tried to keep his shaking hands steady on the wheel, no matter what Jamal did, the car was just sliding over the road. Man, that linebacker looks big, Jamal thought. As he watched the guy lumber toward him, Jamal felt himself shrinking back. Bigger up close than he looked from over on the sidelines. Hold on a second, Jamal said as the boy loomed over him. Jamal tried to keep his voice calm and friendly. I had no idea that was your little brother's lunch. So you are going to add your own version of how Jamal was scared. You're going to write 2 or 3 sentences that show the reader exactly what he said, did, or thought. So again, focus on that emotion. If you were scared, what would you say? What would you do? What would you think? Maybe how would your body feel? What would your body's natural response be if you were scared? Think about all those things and then write 2 or 3 more sentences to show the reader exactly what was said, did, or thought. Once you're done with that, make sure that you click Hand In. That is your last assignment for the day. I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day.